China has successfully landed a spacecraft on Mars on Saturday, 15 May 2021. The six-wheeled Zhurong rover was targeting Utopia Planitia, a vast terrain in the planet's northern hemisphere. The vehicle used a combination of a protected capsule, a parachute, and a rocket platform to make the descent. The successful touchdown is a remarkable achievement. Only the Americans have really mastered landing on Mars until now. All other countries that have tried have either crashed or lost contact soon after reaching the surface. It took 17 minutes to unfold its solar panels and send a signal back to Earth. Zhurong, which means God of Fire, was carried to Mars on the Tianwen-1 orbiter, which arrived above the planet in February. The robot looks a lot like NASA's Spirit and Opportunity vehicles from 2000s. It weighs some 240 kg and is powered by fold-out solar panels. A tall mast carries cameras to take pictures and aid navigation. 5 additional instruments will investigate the mineralogy of local rocks and the general nature of the environment, including the weather. Like the American rover, Zhurong has a laser tool to zap rocks to assess their chemistry and a radar to look for subsurface water ice. Utopia Planitia is where NASA landed its Viking 2 mission in 1976. It's a colossal basin, more than 3,000 km across, that was formed by an impact early in the Mars history. There is some evidence pointing to it having held an ocean long ago. Remote sensing by satellites indicates there are significant stores of ice at depth. From one day, you will get a chance to see the most famous space rock in Britain. The meteorite that fell on the Gloucestershire town of Winchcombe in February is going on public display at London's Natural History Museum. Scientists are busy studying the rock because it holds within it chemistry that existed at the formation of our solar system 4.6 billion years ago. But they have got enough material to enable a 100-gram chunk to also be shown off to museum visitors. To the uninitiated, the display meteorite looks like a small piece of half-burnt coal. Lean in close though, and you can see some strands of grass and even some mud. This is something that fell out of the sky into a field. New science about the fate of freshwater ecosystems released today by the journal Sustainability finds that only 17% of rivers globally are both free-flowing and within protected areas, leaving many of these highly threatened systems and the species that rely on them at risk. Reducing emissions of methane gas is vital for tackling climate change in the short term, a major United Nations report says. Methane is produced when living things decompose. It's also in natural gas. It persists for just a short time in the atmosphere, unlike carbon dioxide, but methane is a much more potent global warming gas than carbon dioxide. The report says urgent steps are necessary in order to reduce methane if global warming is to be kept within a limit laid down in the Paris Deal. This agreement, signed by 200 countries, aims to keep the global temperature rise to within 1.5 above pre-industrial levels by the end of this century. Carbon stored in Northern Ireland's marine and coastal environment can help play an important role in the fight against climate change. That is according to a new report by Ulster Wildlife. It found that salt marshes, seagrass, and seabed sediments can store more than 30,000 tons of carbon a year. Many habitats performing this function are not in protected marine areas like Rathlin Island or Strangford, Belfast, and Carlingford Lochs. With careful management, they could have the potential to do much more, perhaps even tripling their carbon storing capacity. And in order for them to reach their full potential, they need to be protected and restored and new ones developed.